Good day, everybody. Today I will read you another great book by Eric Carle. It's called The Confused Chameleon. Here we go. On a shiny green leaf sat a green chameleon. Slowly it moved to a red flower. It became reddish. Then it moved to a brown tree. It became brownish. Finally, it went onto the sand and then became yellowish. You could hardly see it in the sand. When the chameleon was warm and its stomach was full, it was green, but when it was hungry and cold, it was gray. When the chameleon was hungry, it stood still. Only its eyes moved left, right, up, down, looking for flies. And then, when it saw a fly, its sticky mouth would come out and catch that fly and eat it. Life for a chameleon was not very exciting. But one day, the chameleon saw a zoo. There were many beautiful and colorful animals. There was a polar bear, an elephant, a turtle, a seal, a flamingo, a fish, a fox, a deer, a giraffe. Even some people were there too. The chameleon came closer to the polar bear, and he thought, how small, weak, and slow I am. He said, I wish I could be big and strong like a polar bear. And just like that, his wish came through. But he still wasn't happy. Next, the chameleon moved closer to the flamingo. He said, I wish I had wings. I could fly like a flamingo and be strong like a polar bear. But he still wasn't happy. Then he moved closer to the fox. He said, I wish I had a beautiful tail like a fox, wings like a flamingo, I could fly, and be strong like a polar bear. Still, he wasn't happy. Then he saw a fish. He said, wow, I wish I had fins. I could swim like a fish. I would have a beautiful tail like a fox. I could fly like a flamingo and be strong like a polar bear. Still, he wasn't happy. Then he saw the deer. He said, I wish I had legs like a deer. I could run really fast. Then have fins. I could swim like a fish. Have a beautiful tail like a fox. Have wings. I could fly like a flamingo. And be big and strong like a polar bear. He still wasn't happy. Then he saw the giraffe. He said, wow, if I had a neck long like a giraffe, I could see very far. I could run like a deer. I could swim like a fish. I could have a beautiful tail. With my wings I could fly and still be strong and big like a polar bear. He still wasn't happy. Then he saw a turtle. He said, wow, if I had a shell, I could hide like a turtle. With a long neck, I could see very far like a giraffe. With good legs, I could run fast like a deer. I could swim like a fish. I could fly like a flamingo, have a beautiful tail like a fox, and be strong like a bear. He still wasn't happy. Then he saw an elephant. He said, wow, if I had a long nose like an elephant, I could smell very far. I could hide like a turtle. I could see very far like a giraffe. I could run like a deer. I could swim like a fish. I could have a beautiful tail like a fox. I could fly like a flamingo and be big and strong like a bear. He still wasn't happy. Then the polar bear saw a seal. He said, wow, I wish I was funny like a seal. I had a long nose like an elephant. I could smell very far. Have a shell. I could hide like a turtle. Have a long neck. I could see very far like a giraffe. Legs like a deer. I could run fast. Fins. I could swim. Have a beautiful tail like a fox. Wings. I could fly. And be big and strong like a polar bear. He still wasn't happy. Finally, the chameleon saw a couple walk by. He said, if I had nice clothes like people, I could be very fashionable. I could be funny like a seal. I could have a long nose to smell like an elephant. Have a shell to hide like a turtle. Have a long neck to see very far. Have good legs to run fast. Have fins to swim like a fish. Have a beautiful tail like a fox. Have wings. I could fly like a flamingo. And then be big and strong like a polar bear. Just then, he saw a fly go by. He wanted to catch it, but he couldn't. Now he had a nose on an elephant. He said, maybe I can't eat. Just then the chameleon realized the life of a chameleon isn't so bad. When I'm hungry, I stick my tongue out, catch a fly, and eat. So his wish came true, and he returned to a chameleon. And he was happy. The end.